So, welcome back, sir. In the last class, we were discussed the revision of the chapter 1A. So, we'll do the scanner on this chapter 1, sir. So, here we're going to discuss ICAI TYK, test your knowledge questions, ICAI MTPs, model test papers, ICAI RTPs, revision test papers also. If you can able to answer these questions, you are fit for the exam, sir. So please make sure that you should able to write these answers, not reading. So many students will try to read the scanner. When they read the scanner, they can able to get the answer in their mind, but they want to write in paper, no, so they can't get the words. So इस scanner को लिखना, क्या करना बेटा? पढ़ना नहीं, लिखना. So we'll start one by one, beta. First question. This question was asked for 4 marks, 2018, 2019. For how many marks? But number of lines, देखो बेटा, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nearly 13 lines are there, 4 marks. Sir, in ICA exam, you will be having the 100 marks. For 100 marks, you will be having the 180 minutes. For 1 mark, you will be having the around 1.8 minutes. That means around you will be having the 108 seconds. For this question, how many seconds are available for you people? 432 seconds are there. In this 432 seconds, you have to understand the question, identify the chapter, identify the topic. You should write step 1, step 2, step 3. Then, but the beauty of we people, when you come to last line, you will forget the first line. So, all these questions, you should be habituated to these questions. Do this scanner more number of the times. Doing means writing practice. Chalo, let us have the first question, beta. X and Y entered into a contract on 1st August 2018. When the contract is entered, beta? So we have to underline the crux of the question, beta. So the contract is entered on the 1st August 2018, by which Mr. X had to supply 50 tons of the sugar to Y. So who has supplied sugar, beta? X has to sell the sugar to Y, seller, and he is the buyer. 50 tons of the sugar to Y at a certain price, strictly within the 10 days. So when the contract is entered 1st August 2018, we have to supply the sugar by when, beta? 10th August. Mandatory. 10th August 2018, we have to supply the sugar. Why also paid the advance of 50k? He has paid the advance of 50k towards the as per terms of the contract. So here the buyer is paying the advance also to the seller. Done. The mode of transportation available between their places is only road. There is only one road between these two places. So seller is in the Secunderabad, buyer is in the Hyderabad. Between them only one way is there. That is a tank ban. Seller in Hyderabad, buyer in the Secunderabad. There is only one bridge, that is tank ban. Through this bridge only we have to go from Secunderabad to Hyderabad, Hyderabad to Secunderabad. Severe floods came on 2nd August. When, beta? 2nd August floods came. 2nd August floods came, and the only road, there is only one road connecting their places, was damaged and could not be repaired till the 15th. Next 15th, that means around 17th of the August the road will be repaired. When the contract is entered 1st August, when we have to supply the sugar before 10th August, but unfortunately on the 2nd August, road connecting these two places was damaged. Yes sir, no sir. समझ में आ रहा? So can I able to reach that village? Why? Road is not there. Is it possible to perform the contract? Which contract is this? Void contract. On 1st August everything is satisfied. On 1st August everything is 10 essential elements satisfied. After entering into valid contract, something was missing. It is impossible to perform because of the lack of the road. Then, listening? So Mr. X offered to supply sugar on the 20th August, for which Y did not agree. So seller said, if you want, I will supply to the 20th. By the time road is ready. But the buyer said, no, I want before the 10th only. But we can't reach that city without before 10th. On 1st September 2018, X claimed the compensation of 10,000 rupees from Y for refusing to accept the supply of the sugar which was not within the purview of the contract. X said, I will supply on 20th if you want. Actually, what Y said? When the contract is entered, 1st August. When we have to supply sugar, 10th August. Since road is not available, X said, if you want, I will supply on the 20th. But Y said, I don't want, by that time, my purpose is complete. My marriage is on 10th. You have to supply before 10th, no? Yes, sir, no, sir. So, X ready to supply on 20th. Y said, I don't want. Can X file a case for the damages for not accepting? No. समझ में आ रहा बेटा? So, can X claim the compensation here? No. Why? Because you have supplied the sugar by 10th, but you are offering to supply on the 20th. What I will do on 20th with that sugar? X said, I will supply late. Since you are not accepting late, I want to sue you. Can he sue? No. On the other hand, why claim the refund of 50k? So how much advance we are paying? 50k. Since you are not supplying the sugar, I want my 50k back. Can he claim the refund? Yeah. So why claim refund of the 50k which he had paid as the advance in terms of the contract? As per contractor, he is paying the advance. Since you are not supplying my sugar, I want my 50k. Can he ask that 50k? Bolo bachcho. Analyze the above situation in terms of the provisions of the Contract Act. What he is asking, beta? Analyze the case la as per the provisions of the Contract Act. That he is asking the step number 1. Provision of law में क्या लिखना? In Indian Contract Act where it is covered. Where it is covered, beta? Void contract. Which contract da? And decide the Y contention. Y is demanding 50k back. Whether Y can demand back this 50k? 4 marks के लिए पूछे बेटा. इतना lengthy question. Actually, this question came in 2018, 2019, even around 23 or 24 also came somewhere. I have not updated, but it came around 23 or 24 also. The same question repeated minimum 4 to 5 times. Beta. Same question. Recently came in the MTP or RTP somewhere. So how to answer this question? This question should be answered in 3 steps. How many steps, beta? Step 1, provision of the law. Step 2, facts of the case. Step 3, decision. So we have to inform the examiner. Examiner, I know the law. In step number 1. Examiner, I can able to understand client problem. In step number 2. This is what happened. This is supposed to be happen, but this happened, and it is supposed to be like this, but you are doing like this. Because of that, this is the decision. This is the conclusion. You should write in 3 steps. If read in 3 steps, you will not lose the marks. For 4 marks, you may get here 2.5 marks. You may get half mark here. You may get 1 mark here. Students will lose the marks because they write only decision directly without writing the step number 1 and step number 2. In step number 1, you are proving examiner, I know the section. In step number 2, you are proving examiner, I understood the client problem. In step number 3, you are proving examiner, I can able to apply the section to my client problem. समझ में आ रहा बेटा? So ऐसे लिखना एग्जाम में आंसर्स पढ़ेंगे बेटा. स्टेप नंबर 1 क्या देखेंगे? प्रोविजन ऑफ द लॉ. प्रोविजन ऑफ द लॉ क्या है बेटा? Subsequent impossibility, supervening impossibility, or the void contract. Which contract beta? Subsequent will become impossible. On 1st August it was possible to go to village. On from 2nd August itself it is impossible to go to that village because of the road was damaged. So step number 1, void contract. A contract which ceases to be enforceable by law becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. He said in the definition of the void contract. Yeah, I see answer beta. When performance becomes impossible, I am unable to go to that village. It is impossible to go to that village because the only bridge is damaged. When the performance of the promise becomes impossible or illegal by occurrence of any unexpected event, we never expected that floods will come, or a change of the circumstances beyond the expectation of the parties. Contemplation means expectation. The contract becomes void. Contract becomes so here total he is explaining what is the meaning of the void contract. It is the definition of the void contract, meaning of the void contract, effects of the void contract. So actually I am giving you advance. You are unable to perform the contract, whether you have to refund by money or not. इसको बोलते हैं restoration. Effects of the void contract. Also, as per section 65 of the Indian Contract Act, you need not write the section number if you are not sure. If you are sure, quote the section number, not should, don't quote section number. If you're remembering, otherwise, as per the provisions of the Indian Contract Act. Also, as per section 65 of the Indian Contract Act, when agreement is discovered to be void, subsequently it becomes void. When the contract becomes void, any person who has received any advantage under the agreement, contract is bound to restore it, return it. Restore means return it, वापस देना ही पड़ेगा. You have taken the benefit of the 50k, you have return it, or to make the compensation. So, definition of the void contract, meaning of the void contract, effects of the void contract. Next, what was happened in this case? Step number 2, facts of the present case. In the given question, after Mr. X and Y entered into a contract for supply of the 50 tons of the sugar, the event of floods occurred, which made it impossible to deliver the sugar within the 10 days. It is impossible to deliver the sugar. Since the promise or question becomes void, further Mr. X has to pay the amount of 50k that received from Y as an advance for supply of the sugar within the stipulated time. Hence, the contention of Y is correct. Is देखो बेटा क्वेश्चन में रहता decide Y's contention, Y's intention. Y's intention is right, not correct, not correct, correct. बेटा ये पक्का लिखना बेटा. Step number 3 में whatever he is asking in the last line वो specifically explicitly लिखना ही पड़ेगा. Hence, contention of Y is correct. X cannot claim the that 10,000 rupees, but Y can claim his 50k back. This is how you have to answer the question. Everyone clear? Step number 1, what is the intention of the act? Step number 2, what was happened? Step number 3, decision. Clear? Question number 2, all contracts are agreements, but all agreements are not contracts. How many types of agreements are there, beta? Domestic agreement, social agreement, and commercial agreement. These are not enforceable, they will not become contract. These are not enforceable, they will not become contracts. These will be enforceable and they will be contracts. So whether all agreements are contracts? Only commercial agreements. The same question was asked, no beta? All contracts are agreements. True. But all agreements are not contracts. So we have to write everything about the whether domestic agreement will become contract, whether commercial agreement will become contract. That question है बेटा. कितना मार्क्स के लिए पूछ रहा हूँ ने? Around 4-5 marks, 3-4 marks maybe. देखो 1998, 2004, 2019, 2012 ICA test your knowledge right now in your ICA material. है ना? Right question बेटा. Next, let us try to understand the next question. This question came in the ICA test your knowledge TYK. Same question as it is. It came so many times. ICA test your knowledge question hai beta. Explain the types of contracts in the following agreements. So he's giving the 3 transactions. He's asking which kind of transaction is this? Is it working? Easy. Yeah. A coolie in uniform picks up the luggage of A to be carried out of the railway station without being asked by A. Coolie taking the luggage. What is that? Implied offer. And A allow him. Implied acceptance. Which contract is this? देखो आपका पॉकेट में 2 मार्क रहता, 2 marks. So it is an implied contract. Which contract? Implied contracts comes into existence by implication. Words are not spoken, words are not written, it is to be implied. Most often the implications by law or by action. Section 9 of the act contemplates such implied contracts when it lays down that in so far such proposal or acceptance is made otherwise than words spoken, otherwise than words written. Then next question. The obligation of finder of lost goods to return them to the true owner. Somebody is losing the bag on the railway station. For example, Manoj is losing his bag on the main road, and I found that. There is a which contract is that? Quasi contract. Which contract? It is a duty of the loser to search for the. It is a duty of the finder to search for the loser. Loser has to pay the searching expenses. Which contract is the quasi contract? You should write everything about the quasi contract. Next, a contract with B, the owner of the factory, for supply of 10 tons of sugar. I entered into agreement with Ishwar for supply of 10 tons of sugar. Before the supply is effected, before supply is made, fire caught in the factory, everything was destroyed. When the contract is entered, everything is satisfied. Section 10. After entering into valid contract, there was a fire accident. Which accident? Contract will become void. We discussed. I am going to Banjara Hills to give delivery of the car. Jal gaya car. Jal gaya. Previously, bridge affected. Here, car destroyed. Which contract is this? 2 marks. Clear. Void contract. Same question repeat again beta. 2020 RTP, May RTP, cool in uniform, obligation of end of last goods. If your luck is good, no, the same paper will be repeated in your exam center also. We are not merely doing the scanner. If your luck is good, I am leaking your question paper itself. We are covering the questions from 1994 to 2025. Between few years CPT was there where there is a MCQs, but before 2006 the same descriptive question paper was there, and after 2018 also same descriptive question paper is there. Between 2006 to around 2018 CPT exam was there. Which exam? MCQs. Same question beta again 2002. School in uniform, obligation of end of last goods, third time as it is. Coolie in uniform picks up the luggage of R to be carried out of railway station without being asked by Mr. R. R allows him to do so. Examine whether the coolie is entitled to receive the money. Yes or no? Coolie is entitled to receive the money. So this question came fifth time. Above 3 times, fourth time, and fifth time. The same questions will repeat. If you observing for this example, I kept 10 stars in the running notes. So in step number 1, we should write about the provision of the law. What is implied contract? I am explaining implied contract. Step number 2, facts of parent case. Here coolie is the taken the luggage, implied offer. We are following the coolie, implied acceptance. So there is implied contract is that the coolie is entitled to recover the money. State whether there is a contract in the following cases. In the following case, contract is there or not. He is asking. A engages B to do certain work. Remuneration is to be fixed by C. I said 2. Ishwar, you have to make the bench for me, being a carpenter, and price will fixed by the Manoj. Words are spoken, or words may be written. I said to him, but I wrote a letter to the carpenter. Yes sir, no sir. So who will fix the price? Some third party will fix the price. He said okay sir. It's a express contract, implied contract. Next, A and B promises to pay for the studies of their maid son. Whose son beta? Social agreement. Which agreement? Akka we have to pay for the maid son. Na? I said okay. Don't bring him to the domestic work. Send him to school. If you need any money, I will pay. Domestic agreement. Which agreement? Domestic or social agreement. Not domestic agreement. Social agreement. Domestic means only family member. Yes sir, no sir. A takes a seat in the public bus. Which bus beta? So when you're entering into the bus, you have to pay for the ticket or not? It's an implied contract. Bus came and stopped. Implied offer. Boarding into the bus, implied acceptance. We have to pay for the whatever the charges it may be. A chartered accountant promises to help his friend to file his return. Social agreement. Which agreement, beta? Friend. Social agreements entered with friends, relatives, neighbors, dan ara. आता काही को नहीं आता. Question number 11. 2008 में आया 1999 26 years back when your father is doing 10th class. And recent ICA practice question paper. ICA है ना बेटा? Practice questions में nothing but TYK, test your knowledge. Mr. Ramesh promised to pay 50k to his wife, Miss Lali. Wife कहते बेटा. We discussed ना? Which case ला? Case ला we have discussed. One case ला we have discussed. Case law name. Balfour versus wife of Balfour. Yes or no, sir? Which agreement is this? Domestic agreement. These are the agreements entered with the father, mother, brother, wife, children, sister. X promised to pay 50K to his wife, Miss Lali, so that she can spend the sum on her birthday. I said, no, but same, this question is very important, Bolken. Miss Lali insisted her husband to make the written agreement if she really loved her. Ramesh made a written agreement. Mr. Ramesh fails to pay the specified amount. Ramesh did not make the payment to his wife, Miss Lali. Miss Lali wants to file a suit against Mr. Ramesh and recover the promised amount. Referring to provisions of, he is asking the refer the provisions of the Contract Act. He is asking to write step number 1. Step number 1 में क्या लिखते हैं? Which provision you have to write? Referring to provisions of the Contract Act. Advise whether Lali will win the case. Beta, it is a domestic agreement. Which agreement, beta? Not enforceable. But in consideration chapter, one concept is that in few cases, even domestic agreement is enforceable in some exceptional cases in consideration chapter. Actually, students can write as a domestic agreement or this agreement also. But you have to write the provision. It has two alternative answers. One alternative answer is the domestic agreement, not enforceable by law between the wife and husband. One more exceptional case is there, beta. We'll discuss in the consideration chapter. Next, a husband agrees to pay his wife certain amount as maintenance every month while she is in abroad. She was in abroad. Who is in the abroad? Balfour, wife. She was in the abroad, no, but she was admitted to hospital. So husband fails to pay the promised amount. Wife sued him for recovery of the amount. Decide as per Indian Contract Act whether wife suit is maintainable. Yes or no, sir? Domestic agreement. Which agreement? These agreements are entered with the father, mother, brother, wife, children, sister, brother. Yes or no, sir? So domestic agreement is agreement. We have to write about the Balfour case law also. And facts the parent case. Here husband promised to pay the money to wife, but subsequently he did not make the payment to his wife. Wife filed a case. Will wife win the case? No. Next, a father promised to pay his son 1 lakh rupees if son passed CA examination in first attempt. The same thing we have discussed in the place of 1 lakh. Bike is there in our example. The son passed examination in the first attempt, but father fails to pay the amount as promised. Son files a suit for recovery of the amount. State along with the reasons. What is the meaning of reason? Step number 1, provision of the law. State with the reasons whether son can recover the amount or not. Can son can recover the amount, beta? No, because it is a domestic agreement. Which agreement? Same question 2005 में आया, 2015 में CA enter में आया बेटा. CA enter में it once upon a time this part of CA enter also. Step number 1 we should write about the domestic agreement. Step number 2 facts of parent case. Step number 3 conclusion. Done. Next question beta. Are you able to understand the questions? For all these questions, कल आप आंसर्स लिख के आना at any cost. If you don't write answers for these questions, it is useless. Waste of your time, waste of my time, waste of parents' money also. इसको नहीं पढ़ना, इसको लिखना. Radha invited her 10 close friends to celebrate 25th birthday party on 1st January 23 at 7:30 p.m. at a well-known hi-fi restaurant at a Tank Road, Jaipur. So Radha is inviting all her friends to close friends to birthday party. Which agreement is this? We discussed, no beta. All invited friends accepted the invitation, promised to attend the said party. The friends said, we will pakka come to the party. On request of the hotel manager, Radha deposited 5,000 rupees as a non-refundable security for the said party. She paid the money also, part of the payment. On the scheduled date and time, 3 among 10 invited friends did not turn up for birthday party, did not convey any prior communication to her. Out of these people, how many? 3 people are unable to attend the birthday party. Radha, enraged with the behavior of the 3 friends, wanted to sue them for loss incurred in the said party. Advice as per provisions of the Indian Contract Act. 1872. Would so will Radha file a case on the friends for not attending the birthday party, which by because it is a social agreement. Which agreement? Which are not enforceable because there is no legal obligation. Question number 1, beta. Same in the same this one more question is that would your answer differ if the said party has been a contributory 2023 New Year celebration party organized by the Radha? Still, is domestic agreement which agreement? Social agreement. Yes sir, no sir. Is it enforceable? Bala. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन बेटा 2019 में आया एमटीपी में, अक्टूबर एमटीपी में आया 4 मार्क के लिए बेटा, 4 ट्रांजैक्शंस आर देयर, 4 मार्क. Priya promises Samarth to lend 5 lakhs in lieu of consideration that Samarth gets Riya's marriage dissolved. He himself marries. So Riya said to Samarth, actually I was engaged to Ishwar. Break this relationship. If you break this relationship, I will give you 5 lakhs rupees and I will marry you also. What is the nature of agreement between the Riya and Samarth? Breaking the engagement. Breaking the valid void agreement. Which agreement, beta? We discuss same example in the regular lecture. Same example. Next. Aryan agrees with Mathus to sell his black horse. There was a horse. ये क्या है बेटा? Black horse, not green horse. वो तो black horse है बेटा. Who's selling Aryan? To whom? Mathus. Aryan agrees with Mathus to sell his black horse. Unknown to both the parties, the horse was dead at the time of agreement. Actually, that horse was deceased at 10 o'clock. But these people don't know about that. He's selling the horse at 11 o'clock, buying the horse at 11 o'clock. But by the time the horse was deceased, whether the horse is there or dead body hai beta, it's impossible. Section 10 satisfied? No. Valid void? Which agreement? Are you able to understand? Void agreement लिखो तो marks नहीं आता. A statement भी लिखना बेटा. As per section 123 of the Indian Contract Act or as per provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872, an agreement is void if the object or consideration is against the public policy. Breaking the marriages is against the society, no बेटा. We have to encourage the marriages. Come on शादी करो, एक दो करो at least. कितना करना? Managing one wave is very difficult. Okay. Next, Ravi sells his goodwill of his shop to Shyam. So Ravi is there. He's having a shop. Ravi Sweets. Polarity Sweets. So sells his goodwill of the shop to Shyam for 4 lakhs. For this goodwill, how much is paying beta? 4 lakhs. Then who can use the Ravi brand name? Shyam. Promised not to carry on such a business forever, anywhere. Beta, Ravi goodwill is famous in India, famous in Hyderabad. Don't use the goodwill in Hyderabad. Valid or void? Valid. Valid, but don't use my name. Void. How many years I can enjoy the goodwill? 5 years. 10 years. Don't use the name for next 10 years. Valid. Lifetime don't use. Void. Our agreement will be void agreement. Next. You people can able to understand the questions. I don't know to what extent you can able to write the exam. When will you write the exam? First chapter. This chapter. Will you write tomorrow? After 3 days? They conduct the exam. I'll give the question paper to them. Click now. In an agreement between Prakash and Girish, there is a condition that they will not institute legal proceedings against each other. But I entered into agreement with Ishwar. Ishwar made a default. I gave the money, but he is not giving my car. So as per the contract, I have to give 50 lakhs. He has to give the car. Such an innocent SG, me, I gave the 50 lakhs. But due to sir, Ishwar is not giving my car. Can I file a case on the court of law? But in the contract, he kept one clause. You should not file a case on me even I don't give the car. Valid or void? As per constitution, Rajyangam, Samvidhan, everybody has a right to go to court of law for justice. If there is any agreement restricting a person from approaching court of law for justice, valid void? देखो बेटा, an agreement between the Prakash and Girish, there is a condition that they will not start legal proceedings, filing a case against each other without the consent. Restriction is void. Discussed this example will given the lecture. Somewhere we discussed. है ना बेटा? Agreement is void agreement. Same question beta. Kamala promises Ramesh to lend 55 lakhs if she break the marriage. Sohan agrees with Mohan to sell his black horse unknown to both the parties. It was discussed already, discussed above. You know? Ram sells his goodwill for 4 lakhs, promises not to carry on the business forever anywhere in India. Same question. When this question was asked beta, 19 mein aaya. The same question asked in the 18 also. Ram sells. In an agreement between Prakash and Girish, there is a condition that they will not initiate legal proceedings each other. Void. Ramamurthy, a new question about Ramamurthy, who is citizen of India, enters into agreement with an alien friend. Can we enter into friends? Yes. Can we enter into agreement with the enemies? No. Alien friend is valid. Yes or no? Next. X agrees to pay Y 1 lakh. X agrees to pay Y 1 lakh if Y kills Z. We discuss same example. Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Abhishek Bachchan. Yes or no, sir? X agrees to pay Y 1 lakh if he kills Z. Killing is illegal. Killing is illegal. And to pay Y, X borrows 1 lakh rupees from W. What is this one, beta? Collateral agreement. Allu Arvind. Collateral agreement. Who is also aware of the purpose of the loan? Y kills Z, but X refuses to pay the money. समझ में आया question? So X is there, Y is there. X said to Y, I will give you 1 lakh if you kill Z. If you kill, मर गया बेटा Z, because Y is killing the Z. So this agreement is illegal agreement. Which agreement beta? So X has to pay 1 lakh rupees to Y. X went to whom? W, to borrow this 1 lakh rupees. W know that X is taking the money from W to give it to the Y, which is a illegal purpose. इसको बोलते हैं प्राइमरी एग्रीमेंट. इलीगल एंड वॉइड इसको बोलते हैं कोलैटरल एग्रीमेंट. It is also illegal and so what is the nature of agreement between the X and Y? Valid or void? Illegal. What is the nature of agreement between the X and W? X and W. The same example we have discussed in the regular lecture, but in the place of Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Abhishek Bachchan, Allu Arvind uncle. Done. आ रहा बेटा 3 मार्क के लिए पूछा, 2024 में पूछा, लास्ट ईयर. Same question came in the May 2012 CA Enter. But whatever example I gave in the first chapter, every example is 4 mark, 3 mark. Next, X contracts with the Z, owner of the factory, for supply of 10 tons of rice. But before supply is effected, fire caught in the factory, everything was destroyed. Which agreement is this? Void agreement or contract? Contract. After entering into the contract, there is fire accident. A threatens to shoot B if B does not lend him 2 lakhs and B agreed for it. I kept the gun. Salman Khan kept the gun against the Abhishek Bachchan. Voidable. What is this? Salman Khan kept the gun against the baby of the Abhishek Bachchan or Abhishek Bachchan to transfer the property. In the place of the Salman Khan and Abhishek Bachchan, A and B can. But every example is 4 marks. Next, Mr. M agrees to write a book with the publisher. After a few days, M dies in an accident. Decide the future of the agreement. I enter into agreement with you to write a book. Subsequently, मर गया. Void. Void. After entering into contract, one of the party deceased. I said no, but Shreya Ghoshal is coming to sing the song in the his reception. I gave that example. Shreya is coming, and there is an accident for the flight. Flight नीचे आ गया, Shreya ऊपर चले गया. I gave example. Did not explain that example. So Ishwar is getting married for the first time in his life. Since it was the first time marriage, he is arranging the reception. For the reception, Shreya is coming by aeroplane. Which plane? Out from outside experiment bird came. और टक्कर हो गया. Flight नीचे आ गया. Shreya ऊपर चले गया. So contract will become void. Shreya mother said, I will sing. But he said, I want only Shreya Ghoshal. मम्मी नको बेटा. Yeah, same example we discussed beta. In the place of the Shreya Ghoshal song, book writing came. A promises sell a plot to B. A promises to sell his plot to B for 10 lakhs cash down, but B pays only 2 lakh 15 as a earnest money. Promises to pay the balance in the next Sunday. So land is for 10 lakhs. Out of this 10 lakhs, he paid only 2.5. Your obligation spending completed. Pending 7.5 spending. On other hand, A gives the position of the plot to B, promises to execute the sale deed on the receipt of the money. So, I said to you, I will register the land if you make the payment. Registration is complete from my side, pending. From your side, payment is complete, pending. Violator. Violator are the executory. Ishwar is able to identify the questions. Claps for him. Come on, Ishwar. Exam में भी लिखना बेटा. A man promises to discover treasure by magic. This is the valid of transaction. Valid or void? Void. Contract na? Void agreement. Void. Because by birth it is not enforceable. Section 10 is not satisfied. We can same example I given, but a treasure. What is the difference between the agreement and contract? Already we have discussed. State the difference between the void agreement and illegal agreement. I give running notes. B promises to pay sum of 5 lakhs rupees to A if A able to swim across the Indian Ocean from Mumbai to Aden within a week. Is it possible to swim all over the ocean? I give example. This example I gave no. Void agreement. State with the reasons for the following statements are true or false. A clause in the contract provided that no action should be brought. If you are unable to give the car, I give the money, but you are not giving my money. I give the money, you are not giving my car. I should not file a case on you. Valid void agreement independent of legal proceedings. Void agreement. Where two courts have jurisdiction to try the suit, an agreement between the parties that suit should be filed only in one of the courts alone, but not in the other. Actually, we can file a case anywhere in India. Don't go to court of law, void. But in 2013, I published a book. You can Google it. Srinath Gupta CA Foundation Law book bolke, CA CPT charts book bolke. In Google it, you will get my book also. I published in 2019. In page number 2, there was a condition. If you want to file a case on me, all disputes are subjected to Hyderabad jurisdiction only. Valid or void? Don't go to court of law, void. You can file a case only in Hyderabad High Court. Valid or void? Where two courts have jurisdiction to try the suit, an agreement between the parties that suit should be filed in one of these courts alone, not in the other. If you purchase soap, if you purchase mixture, if you purchase chocolate, if you purchase ice cream, if you purchase anything, उधर रहता बेटा पीछे रहता उसके डब्बा पे ऊपर रहता. All disputes are subjected to Mumbai jurisdiction, Chennai jurisdiction. Valid or void? Contract is valid contract. X offers to sell his Maruti car to Y. Y believes that X has only Wagoner. Actually, I am giving the offer for the Maruti, but you are giving the acceptance for the Wagoner. Valid or void? बाजू वाले घर में स्वीटी क्यूटी दोनों रहते बेटा. स्वीटी क्यूटी. You propose sweetie, but cutie give the approval. I to love you. Well done. Wins. You propose to sweetie. Cutie gave reply. I to love you. Will it become relationship? Or Nayora. You're giving the offer for the Maruti. He gave the acceptance for the Wagoner. Will it become promise? Will it become agreement? Will it become contract? Void? We'll discuss all these things again in free consent chapter. It's lack of consent. This will come again. X, a physician and surgeon, employs Y as an assistant for salary of the 75,000 per month for the term of 2 years, and Y agrees to not to practice as a surgeon and physician during those 2 years. You were working in my office, you're training. I said, I will take you as my employee, but you should not practice on your own for next 2 years. Valda Vaida. When you're working in my office, you should not work outside. Valid. For lifetime, you should not do. Transaction is. All these things will come again in the chapter number 7 beta. Difference between the void contract and the voidable. Fine. All the difference beta. Void agreement to void contract to voidable, void agreement to illegal agreements. We wrote all those things, no? Yeah, mostly complete. Last question beta. Explain the type of contracts in the following agreements as per Indian Contract Act. X promises to sell his scooter to Y for 1 lakh. However, the consent of X has been procured by gunpoint. I kept the gun against you. Voidable. Coercion. A brought goods from B in 2015, but no payment was made till 2019. There is a concept called time barred debt. Which debt? Even this was not covered here. We will discuss this later. As per Indian Limitation Act, the life of the debt is 3 years. How many years? So 15 you have borrowed, 16, 17, 18. It will expire on the 18. For every transaction, there is an expiry date. For soap, expiry date is there. For chemicals, expiry date is there. For medicine, expiry date is there. For every transaction, there is an expiry date is there. As per Indian Limitation Act. Which act? The expiry date for the debt is the 3 years. How many years, beta? Clear na? Yes sir, no sir. So when it is taken loan 15, 16, 17, 18, it's 19 already. Can we recover this loan? It becomes void. Contract agreement? Contract. First 3 years it is enforceable, subsequent it is not enforceable. G agrees to give tuitions to H, a pre-engineering student, from the next month, and H in consideration of the promise to pay 5 lakhs rupees per month. I have to teach next month, you have to pay me next month. Which contract is this? Executory or bilateral? So say ना, without looking answer you get talented. इसको बोलते हैं executory or bilateral. Done. So with this we have done with chapter 1 of the Indian Contract Act. We have discussed nearly 33 questions into 2, around 50-60 questions we have discussed. Do you think that something else will come in the exam beyond these questions? No chance at all. Clear? This is nothing but your question paper itself. From these 30 questions, 1 question will appear in the exam hall. Clear? So remaining part we'll discuss in the next class. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. SG signing off. Take care. Tomorrow we are going with start with the offer and acceptance 1B. Done.